The following is my opinion. My opinion with the current situation in Ukraine is that Vladimir Putin is making a gambit to either take or obliterate Kiev. I don't have any evidence of this except from what I see that's going on. I'll take a look at a couple articles real quick. The reasons I say this is because, as we can see here, this one is brought to us by NBC News. Russia warns Kyiv residents to leave as the convoy of armor nears the capital. What the heck are we talking about? So apparently, this was probably about, I don't know, probably about an hour ago. Russia-Ukraine updates. Photos show gutted remains of Russian military vehicles near Kiev. Now, we're making the assumptions that this is likely part of the convoy. Oh, the love button. Modern websites, ads everywhere as we fully improve the web. So here are some of the key points we have. Morale is flagging among desperate Russian soldiers in Ukraine, U.S. official. Look no further than the Ukrainian people for hope as Russia's onslaught continues. Ukraine ambassador will be guest of honor at Biden's State of the Union, which should be starting right about any time now. I have seen photos, and again, can't confirm it, didn't go into enough, but essentially it looked like you had an elderly young woman basically behind a rifle. If the people are willing to stand up, fight for their nation, respect. So as we can see here, yes, as well as Russian planes to be banned from U.S. airspace. So we'll go down over here. Russia's attack in Ukraine stretched into its sixth day Tuesday as a massive armored convoy towards the capital, Kiev. And major cities were hit by more heavy shelling. As we saw last night, we saw what appeared to be a barometric bomb, the father of all bombs, being dropped on a suburb of Kiev. In Kharkov, Ukraine's second largest city, video captured deadly explosion at a regional state administration building that left at least 10 people dead, according to Ukrainian Interior Minister advisor Anton Heroshenko. The International Criminal Court said Monday it would open an investigation into whether Russia's committed war crimes and crimes against humanity in Ukraine. The decision was announced hours after peace talks in Belarus ended without any clear progress. According to some folks, they're saying that Belarus is going to allow Russian nuclear weapons into that area. What the heck does all this mean? And again, this is my opinion. All I remember is when Russia went in and took Crimea. I'm like, why might this be the case? And then when you actually looked at it on a map, you notice something. Because what was a lot of this? Because, oh, there's some talks and Putin goes into Ukraine. Some folks say, well, back in 97, you start having NATO expanding and everything, which was the whole point, is to keep the Soviet Union in check, or excuse me, Russia in check. So what actually happens when we actually take, no, we don't need to go to Britannica, but where was this maps? There we go. All right. Why would Russia actually take any of those things? Okay. We have Ukraine. You got Russia. Okay. You get Crimea. What does that end up doing? The number 92 to 118 remains in my mind, because when I actually looked into this, where could you ultimately, at least just based upon my novice, non-trained eyes, place potentially strategic weapon systems, whether for offense or defense? You got another 100 miles there. If you do that to actual Ukraine, well, going in a far bit further, and potentially you're talking a staging ground that could hit any part of Europe. I believe what the Russian response would be, well, we don't want anyone in Europe or the US to do any of that to us. We're here now, folks. Oh yeah, and apparently there was a hit squad sent to assassinate President Zelensky. Yeah, Ukraine says it neutralized Zelensky hit squads with leaked Russian intel. Two elite Chechen death squads sent to kill Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky have been neutralized thanks to intel from Russian security forces sympathetic to Ukraine, according to a senior Ukraine official. That may actually coincide with allegedly some Russian soldiers did not know where they were going because they likely, like many people I've seen on this internet stuff and things, have friends and family in both nations. They prefer not to see their brethren bleed. Danilov's apologies there. The Secretary of Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council said on Ukrainian TV Tuesday that sources inside the Russian FSB gave Kyiv the intelligence needed to track down the assassins, according to a report in the New Voice of Ukraine. They're divided in two groups. We were tracking them. One group was hidden near Homsabel, northwest of Kyiv. The other one is in our sights. We won't give up on our president or our country, Danilov said. This is our land. Be gone. According to U.S. intelligence, Russia launched its invasion of Ukraine February 24th with a goal to decapitate the pro-Western Ukrainian government and install a regime friendly to Moscow. I mean, that doesn't seem inaccurate there. Again, my opinion is President Vladimir Putin assumed he could just go in there and the folks would roll over. Because gone into other places, whether it's Georgia, whether it's Crimea, and there seemed to be very little resistance. Well, there's resistance. And you have a leader that literally has the biggest set of cojones in the world, in that he's staying there saying things like, we need ammunition and everything to actually fight back Russian forces. You get a man, a leader willing to die for his country. Respect. A lot of the rest of the world is showing respect as well. Get to see what happens. Seems like that nuclear clock is probably getting closer to midnight. Again, my opinion, but God bless the people of Ukraine. God watch over us all.